Mate a princesa pristina. Outro joguinho parece de terror isso daqui, mano. Idiomas e legendas, tá em inglês, em português já. Ó a trilha. Caraca. Não faço ideia de como que é isso daqui. Bora. Já vamos. Capítulo 1. O herói e a princesa.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Tá.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Escolhas. Deixa eu ver. Não, tem que inverter aqui, calma aí. Deixar aqui por enquanto. Explorar o fim do mundo, do que está falando? Você já parou para pensar que o único motivo que ela tem para destruir o fim do mundo é porque tá trancada? Assassinar uma princesa parece meio errado, não acha? Caraca, escolha pra porra, mano. Outra pessoa não poderia fazer isso? Pode esquecer, não farei isso. Caraca, é muita escolha, que isso? Você já parou para pensar talvez eu não tenha problemas com o fim do mundo? Eu vou ganhar alguma recompensa? Tudo bem, obrigado por me dizer o que fazer. Demais, sempre quis acabar com uma monarquia. Viva la Revolution. Prosseguir silenciosamente, dar a volta e ir embora. Caralho, velho. Vou mudar isso daqui, ó. Assassinar uma princesa parece meio errado, não acha?
Does it? Are you a monarchist?
Monarque?
Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman
Sou monarquista.
or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess
Eita.
is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Aí você tem um ponto, hein, irmão? Aí você tem um ponto, hein? Ah, eu vou procurando,
I'm talking
velho.
about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
O narrador quer muito que eu mate, velho.
Don't
Vamos ver como uma princesa
linger
trancada
on
no
the
porão pode destruir o
specifics.
mundo.
You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Você tem que
Look,
comprovar
you're
isso?
already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Você já parou pra pensar que o único motivo que ela tem pra destruir o mundo é porque ela foi
While I
trancada?
appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock.
Caralho, ele tá se desviando de todas as perguntas, mano.
Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic
Claro,
lens
fica à
through which to
vontade.
view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
Cara, tá preso numa
It's
cabana?
no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Outra pessoa não
Oh,
pode
if
fazer
only
isso?
that were the case, but I don't make the rules. I have to say I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far, but unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did.
O dedinho, mano. Dedinho cravado. Pode esquecer, eu farei isso. Você já parou pra pensar que talvez eu não tenha problemas com o fim do
Of
mundo?
course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Eu vou ganhar alguma
Yes,
recompensa?
but you'll have to slay her before you get it. It's
Qual vai ser meu
secret,
prêmio?
but I think you'll like
Ih.
it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Olha, eu vou até acabando conversar com ela. E se ela for tão má quanto você diz, talvez eu save a princesa. Ou talvez, ó. Eu não vou fazer sem antes ter uma chance de conhecê-la. Vou falar isso.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
Deixa, pode deixar.
Then each and every one of us is
Deixa com o pai.
So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
Fica tranquilo, tá muito preocupado, irmão.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
You
take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Vamos entrar no porão.
The door to the basement creaks open,
revealing
a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Deixa com o pai. Não, só continua descendo.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
É o herói narrador. Oh, tá foda isso aqui.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
O quê? Não, de jeito nenhum. Por que você pensaria isso? Estou aqui pra te ceifar. Não, Nina, não. Vamos dar um não, Nina, não.
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Verdade, herói, verdade. Vou soltar.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Pô, essa estranha mesmo, hein?
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face.
Me arrependi. Não, me arrependi não. Tá suave, tá suave. Vamos, oxi.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Ah, vou ter que descer mais isso daqui, agora sim, ó. Como eu atirarei daqui, estou aqui porque aparentemente você vai acabar com o mundo. Não, começar de boa.
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness.
Cara, deixar a câmera embaixo, mano. Onde eu deixo, velho? Não sei. Deixa aqui, ó.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Quanto tempo tá aqui embaixo?
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer.
Mas também não ajuda, né, velho? Puta que pariu, mano. Pergunto, não responde, velho.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
Tem meus motivos. Você acha que eu simplesmente viria pra cá matar alguém sem nem saber o motivo? Seria ridículo. Sabe por que eu estou aqui pra te matar? Me disseram coisas, mas ainda não tenho certeza no que acreditar.
Believe me.
Não, Nina, não,
And do
filho.
you think asking me what to
Meu
believe
Deus, é
is
muita
going
coisa.
to suddenly make everything crystal clear? Let's not pretend that's going to happen.
Vou deixar a câmera no
As
meio,
far
velho.
as you're concerned, and as far as they're concerned, I'm going to say whatever I have to get out of here. That's just the dynamic of our situation.
E acho que me perguntar em que acreditar vai deixar tudo perfeitamente claro? Não vamos fazer de conta que isso vai acontecer. Até onde você sabe e até onde essa pessoa sabe, use o que for preciso para sair daqui. Essa é a dinâmica da situação. Tá. Só fala menos, filho, aqui, senão ó, o texto vai cobrir tudo, né? Ah, na verdade é pra deixar aqui, mano, ó, suave, ó. Porque eu vou descendo aí, ó, perfeito. Como eu tirarei daqui, estou, porque aparentemente você vai acabar com o mundo. Uma dessa aqui, tem
Don't
gente.
just tell her that.
Foi mal, erro meu.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
Cadê minha faca, velho?
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Com certeza é o demônio, já deu pra ver, mano.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Desviar, o que você vai fazer sair daqui? Esperava que você pudesse me dizer. Esperava que você pudesse me
Ending
dizer.
the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't
Isso
tell
que é o
me
foda, é só
why.
informação pela metade, caralho.
That doesn't sound right to me.
Não, não, não,
And I
não.
don't think it sounds right to you either.
Não, 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 não.
Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
Como assim matando um ao outro?
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Tá.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch,
Opa.
no less. You can't. Don't bother.
Não, não vou. É só uma questão, só uma
I'm
questão.
guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... Well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She
Acho-
is. I'm sure of it.
O quê?
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Não, oxi. Ceifar, princesa, vou tirar você daqui. Vou te manter preso aqui embaixo, pelo menos por um tempo. Podemos conhecer melhor até eu decidir o que fazer. Cara, vou salvar. Vou manter preso por enquanto, velho.
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
Sim,
Leaving her
óbvio.
alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help.
Essa trilha tá muito foda.
And if you don't,
Ih,
I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
me dá a faca. Me dá a faca, eu já
You
decidi.
have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Sim, me dá a faca. Tomei uma decisão, vou trancá-la no porão. Não dá certo, tem que ser uma das duas. Tá, vamos tirar daqui, uma ameaça resolve tudo, viu?
Good. I'm glad you've come to your senses.
Imagina.
You're making a huge mistake.
Tudo sob controle, mano.
No, you're doing the right thing.
Sim, é
You
coisa
walk up to
certa.
the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
E se não houver uma chave, você tem alguma ideia? Além de descer para o mesmo seu para tirar daqui? Vou mandar essa aqui, eu vou conferir o andar de cima, talvez a chave seja lá. Se não tiver, encontre algo para te libertar.
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Filha da
Someone
puta,
else here?
tem um narrador, velho.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task
Puta, o
is
narrador
done.
me fechou, mano.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to.
Cadê minha faca, mano?
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
É foda, velho.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Mano, vou ceifar. Não, não vou não. Vou salvar.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
Caralho, fia.
You cut into her flesh.
Caralho, velho. Essa faquinha vai cortar, mano?
The blade is sharp and you make
Não é que
quick
cortou
work.
mesmo?
Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through
O
the iron
cotoco.
gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
Calma aí, eu
How
salvei,
is
né?
she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't
Olá, ó.
let her escape into the world.
É ele mesmo, é ele mesmo.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Ele tá me controlando? Filha da puta, aquele é o narrador, tá me controlando.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Avisá-la. Aqui, ó.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect.
Caralho, foda.
Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Calma aí, irmão.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes.
Mano, por que meu braço é zoadão assim, velho?
I'll make this quick.
Calma aí, não vai matar não, né?
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
Vai matar?
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck.
O cara me matou, velho.
This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Capítulo 2. A prisioneira.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Caralho, voltou tudo.
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. My
Seu cretino. Mandei o cretino.
What are you talking about? We've just met for the first time. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust
Voz do
a word out
cético.
of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Vou mandar isso aqui,
Those
velho.
are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting. But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all. Sure you are. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around
Mano, tem
didn't
deixar a
have
câmera
any
nisso aqui, mano. Deixar aqui,
consequences.
velho.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself? Or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the
Boa
latter,
pergunta, mano.
what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul. Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are. You're talking in circles. No, I'm talking in facts.
Conversar
Just
sobre a
be quick
princesa.
about it.
Ela só conseguiu me matar da última vez porque eu deixei. E tudo que ela fez foi cortar minha garganta. Como é que vai destruir o mundo? Quem é trancando o porão? Que é esse lugar?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
É, não vai falar muito, né? Exato, porque se trancou, por que não ceifou, velho?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Que éramos?
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here? Yes, right. We're here because we're special. Look, you're annoyed that you're here. I get it. I'm also annoyed that I'm here. But we're all in this together, and we're dealing with a bit of a ticking clock right now, so please just get to the cabin.
Meu Deus. Tem que ficar trocando toda hora, mano. Deixar aqui por enquanto. Fala essa primeira.
Can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
E vou diminuir, mano, também, velho.
You haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right? What proof could you possibly ask for? Literally anything.
Não deu nenhuma, velho.
Fine. Check your pockets. You put your hands in your pockets and
Porra é essa que eu sou, mano?
with the words "the evidence" written across the front. Within, you find a note in your handwriting. It reads, "The princess will end the world if you don't stop her. This is an immutable truth." That doesn't prove anything. How do we know you didn't just forge our handwriting? I wish I could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason. I'm on your side. You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to? Exactly. Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk. I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get.
Tem que ir, né?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to trust me here.
Vamos lá, vai.
Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Vamos até a cabana.
A warning before you go any further.
Meu Deus, lá vem.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Yes, just don't believe a word she says. Just go in.
Não acredite uma palavra que ele fala. Ele.
Wink. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink.
Wink.
Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess. The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Quer saber desse espelho, mano.
He definitely did not. Does a mirror not count as furniture of note to you? Because it should. There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. I think you know what we have to do.
Mano, vamos se aproximar do espelho, velho.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Que bicho eu sou também, né, mano?
But it was there a second ago, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back. Very different. Yes,
Pra caramba, tá mais segura, parece, né?
Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely. Now isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. Don't get distracted by minor details.
Vamos lá pegar o punhal.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Nossa, bobeira, não devia ter pego o punhal.
Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
Acho que não devia ter pego o punhal, velho.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone
Ai, mudou pra
staircase.
caramba, não tinha nem essas tochas,
A
velho.
few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us? You walk down
Falou que já faz um
the stairs
tempo.
and
Nossa,
lock
mas tá
eyes
muito
with
mais
the
segura essa
princess.
porra.
She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. So much for cutting her out of here. Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table.
Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
É, então.
That was there last time too, wasn't it?
It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Nem sei se precisa fazer alguma coisa. Tá vendo como ela está presa? É só deixar ela aqui. Não, vamos sentar.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease. You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
Minhas intenções? Como assim? Já estive aqui antes, sou o único que se lembra o que aconteceu depois que eu morri da última vez. Vamos direto ao ponto, velho.
Oh, are we talking about that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But sure, I'll fill you in. Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again.
Acredito.
More of them.
Acredito, já.
And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows? It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
Eu acredito, eu acredito.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how. I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency. A contingency for what? Now hold on, if you knew this could happen, why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out all those hypotheticals? We didn't have to talk in circles.
Bagulho tem automático?
I needed you to believe this was your first time here, even if that wasn't the truth. I hoped if I pushed back hard enough I could cram this seeping mess back into the bottle. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative,
That's pathetic.
I never said I wasn't. I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky.
Tô curioso isso daqui, mano.
Exactly. He gets it. You're lucky. So don't waste that luck by messing it up again. All right?
Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark?
The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
I won't.
Just give it a rest. This isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
Mas você perguntou sobre as minhas intenções, o que quer dizer com isso? Vamos ver.
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you... There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, and I don't see any keys in your hands either. So I'm afraid my only way out is another surgical removal.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck?
Or does she think she'd survive a beheading?
Eu acho que é isso, mano.
You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her.
Acho que se decapitar ela vai continuar viva, velho. É.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
Perguntar da outra corrente aqui, a
But
vazia.
you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Deixa eu ver. Tem como deixar no porão e ceifar. Tá falando da cabeça também tá presa. Vamos ver, eu vou inspecionar,
I wouldn't
velho.
do that if I were you.
And why is that?
Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
Pior que eu acho que eu vou ficar preso mesmo.
Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it?
I don't know. Maybe it will.
E
What if he's telling the truth?
He isn't.
I am.
vou inspecionar.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next.
Não, mas eu não vou me
What is
prender,
that
vou?
supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad? Yes, it's bad.
Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
A música parou, velho.
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands,
Meu pescoço.
around your neck. And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor.
Ah,
of the
beleza,
basement.
beleza.
Excuse me?
Beleza, beleza.
Yes? Are we stuck here now?
Torne-se seu próprio carcereiro. Puta merda, velho.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
What are we supposed to do now?
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
That's horrible.
Por que eu não morro de fome, né, velho?
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
O quê?
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch.
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
No.
Cara, não sabia que isso ia acontecer, então.
Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not. Nope.
That's rude.
Então nós dois estamos presos aqui.
You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring.
There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing.
But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent. At least the world is safe. It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
How exactly does that work?
It just does. But your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time.
Olha que filho da mãe, velho.
Even more time passes
Esse
again.
narrador desgraçado, velho.
And let me guess, the cabin remains the same.
If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
O que é esse livro, mano? Ah, tá. Acho que tem razão, as coisas estão mudando. No começo as diferenças são pequenas. Um gasto aqui, uma erosão ali, mas depois ficam maiores e maiores.
I don't like small talk, remember?
Caralho, velho.
Still rude. You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls.
That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happens to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
She hasn't starved.
I guess she hasn't.
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass, until suddenly, there are no walls. And then...
Ué, então ela tá livre.
And...
I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us. So this is the outside world. It's cold.
Ih, caralho, vai dar bosta. Porra é essa, velho? Mas você não teve chance de responder. Algo a levou embora e deixou outra coisa no lugar.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
O narrador se foi.
Does that mean the world ended?
It must have. Do any of us know what the world ending is supposed to look like?
Não sei pra onde foi, muito menos pra onde
If there's
procurar.
even her to find anymore.
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
Vamos olhar o espelho então.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
I'm
Bora se
begging you,
aproximar.
don't do this.
Mas só tinha essa opção. Cara, eu vou ignorar, hein. Vou ignorar. Não, eu ignorei, não era pra ignorar, era pra seguir. Nossa, fiz bosta. Nossa. Cara, essa porra sou eu, mano? Você está sozinho num lugar vazio, está um silêncio. Prosseguir até a cabana. Você está na cabana. Aproximar-se dela.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Um aspecto frágil?
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is determined, but also cautious. One that would rather let the world move around her than move it herself. She will make for a patient heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
O que é você?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
Explorar.
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
Vou mandar só uma pessoa, logo de cara, velho.
A person. A set of eyes witnessing from one perspective. I think that you are more like me than you are like a person. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Você conhece o narrador?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Você sabe sobre os mundos além desse lugar? Vou mandar você, a princesa?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
Mas você sempre foi a princesa ou fez ela virar uma parte sua agora?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Foi você que me enviou para ser a princesa? Foi você que me prendeu aqui?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Nós não conhecemos?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Esse é o fim do mundo?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Esse é o ponto. Tem mundos além desse?
I know only that they are.
Deixa eu sair daqui.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
O que vai acontecer agora?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Quantos pedaços seus ainda preciso encontrar?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Se eu não deixar que faça isso comigo, foi enviado para ceifar a princesa, impedi-la de destruir o mundo. Se eu ajudá-la, é isso que você vai fazer?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
Você está se prendendo em significados. O que vai fazer se eu ajudá-la? Vou insistir.
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
O que vou esquecer?
Everything. Until we meet again.
Não tem medo que eu encontre um jeito de matá-la?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
Caraca, essa frase foi foda. E se eu não deixar que faça isso comigo?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished. Dry. Hollow.
Certo, faça-me esquecer. Pode esquecer.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Que susto, filha da puta. Tudo fica escuro e você morre. Voltou ao capítulo 1.
You're on a
Caralho.
path in the woods. And at the end of that path,
Verdadeira Slay the Prince começa agora. Caralho, velho. Essa primeira parte foi foda, hein? Que isso.